Welcome into the weekend wrap-up with Trevor Junt. I'm your host, Trevor Junt. On today's show, we'll have Derek Joseph, we'll have Brendan Ginn, and we'll have Brinkley Hill. In this show, we talk about all the NFL games that happened in the weekend with a 2-minute timer. With that being said, let's get started. I'll start with my top four. How about that?
Top four.
So I said Georgia, Alabama, Cincinnati, and Oklahoma. So first off, Georgia, their defense is just dominant. I think within 9 games, they've only allowed 5 touchdowns total. 59 points. That's insane.
Like, no doubt the best team. And
yeah.
Like, oh, gosh.
And then Alabama. I mean, Alabama's Alabama. They curb stomp teams all the time. They're dominant. Cincinnati. The thing with Cincinnati is, like, the type of competition that they face isn't, like, too competitive. Mm-hmm. So we'll see there. I think the hardest team that they faced was Notre Dame, and they won 24-13, which is still a convincing win. And then Oklahoma, they actually lost on Saturday. They lost to Baylor. But Caleb Williams actually played really bad, and it came out and put in Spencer Rattler. So it makes me iffy on Oklahoma, but I still trust Lincoln Riley and their program.
The Cincinnati Bengals, they deserve this Super Bowl run that they're going on right now, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do in the next game.
I'd agree. I think they're also like maybe the most fun team in the league. You got Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase. That trio is so much fun. And even the wide receiver trio of like Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, and T. Higgins.
Yeah.
T. Higgins, 6 receptions, 103 yards. Jamar Chase, 6 receptions, 54 yards. And you touched on that touchdown where he just mossed that guy. I mean, so far, his rookie season is the best we've ever seen. There's rookie wide receivers, good rookie wide receivers, great rookie wide receivers, and then there's Jamar Chase. He's on a whole nother level. I mean, like, who can you compare him to besides maybe like Randy Moss his rookie year?
Like, and
Cooper Kupp this year.
I mean, okay, so his total yards on the season are 178 receptions, 22 touchdowns, 2,425 yards.
Oh my gosh!
Offensive Player of the Year and Super Bowl MVP. So I mean,
that's literally one of the greatest individual seasons of all time.
It is the greatest individual season of all time. Yeah. Okay. To be fair, I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a second. Eli Apple didn't have a bad game.
No.
He just let it up. I mean, like, come on, man. The thing is, Zach Taylor, just come on, man. You knew it was going to Cooper Kupp at the end. I don't know what was
Double
happening.
coverage.
Yeah, seriously.
You're on the goal line. Who cares?
I don't understand.
He's not going anywhere.
And then let's go to the defensive side for LA. Aaron Donald.
One man wrecking crew.
Leaving the legacy. Yeah.
Easily could have been the MVP as well.
He could have. Yeah.
Yes.
4 tackles, 2 sacks, all in the second half, by the way.
Yeah, 2 of the tackles
First half,
were lost.
yeah, first half he was kind of silent.
So question, so he's the best defensive player in NFL history that we've been alive for.
Yes.
Do you think he's the best defensive player of all time?
Are you talking about defensive lineman or defensive player?
Defensive player.
Who do you think's the best you've seen in your lifetime?
In my
I heard you
lifetime?
go, So what do you think?
I don't think it's Aaron Donald. I could name it.
Well, you
like
gotta bring an answer.
three alternates.
Please do so.
Okay.
Okay, we have Ray Lewis, you have Patrick Willis, you have J.J. Watt, T.J. Watt.
Oh, you said Patrick Willis?
Yeah.
That's a 49er fan bias right
That's
there.
not a player. No, I genuinely think I think he's competent for best defensive player in my
He
lifetime.
retired at 30.
Right. So did what's it?
It's okay, go on. So
I can't remember what you're talking about.
first off,
I think
Aaron
that's up
Donald
for a
is
comment.
doing things that have never been done. I mean,
Ever.
8-time Pro Bowler. First off, he was a Defensive Rookie of the Year, 8-time Pro Bowler. He's been only in the league for 8 years, by the way. 7 first-time All-Pro. 7 first-team All-Pro. Yeah. 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. 2010's All-Decade Team. 441 total tackles. 150 tackles for a loss. 98 sacks. And this was all as a defensive tackle, by the way, which is unheard of.
Yeah.
Defensive ends do this, but defensive tackles.
But he moved out to right ends last year.
No, he's playing D tackle, man. He's been playing D tackle his entire career. And then let's move on to the second pick, Detroit. I have Aiden Hutchinson, the edge player from Michigan, going to Detroit right here. There's an argument to be made that Hutchinson could be the first overall pick. He's very talented. He might be the most talented player in this draft. If drafted by Detroit, he'll probably be like the most talented player on the roster immediately. It seems like he can't really miss. I mean, he seems like a can't-miss prospect. He's similar to Nick Bosa in my eyes. I saw the comparison the other day too, and I was like, that's what I'm saying too. He looks like Nick Bosa and plays like Nick Bosa. Maybe not as fast as Nick Bosa, but he's similar. And I think he'll be a cornerstone player in building a franchise. He's a kneecap biting team player, just like Dan Campbell wants, you know. And then his measurements, Hutchinson is also 6'7". He weighs 260 pounds, but not of any fat at all. That man is pure muscle. And he has 32 and 1/8 inch arms, which is not very long. What do you think happens at the second pick? What do you think of Hutchinson?
Well, I completely agree with you with him going.
And then before we jump into the next topic, I want to talk about Luka for a second. Dude.
Okay.
I'm a big Luka Doncic fan, and my goodness, he is 22 right now, and now he is 6th all-time in 30-point triple-doubles at 18. He just passed Larry Bird. The Mavs, I mean, I think they're 8-4 right now, and they're not really like that good. I mean, Kristaps Porzingis isn't good. Luka doesn't really have anybody that will help him out surrounding him. Jalen Brunson is a good point guard off the bench, but I mean, you got to help Luke out. Jason Kidd is not that good of a coach. He showed that he's not that good of a coach in Milwaukee. So I don't know how you can fix the Mavs right now. I don't know how Mark Cuban can do his little mastermind thing and try to fix the Mavs.
Hey, there's something on Shark Tank that can help him.
On the weekend wrap-up, I was like, oh, yeah, they're going to fire Brian Flores. They're going to fire Chris Greer. And then they win 5 straight games. Like, where does that come from?
They heard you.
The NFC, give me the current 6th seed in the NFC. The Washington football team, they're spicy, okay? Their defense, it stepped up recently. Pretty much after the Chase Young injury, I think they were getting better around the Chase Young injury, and then they just kind of took off after the Chase Young injury. It's not because Chase Young is injured. Just seen it happen in that timeline of events. But yeah, they're getting healthy on offense. Heineke is playing serviceable. Like I said, they're getting healthy with Antonio Gibson, Scary Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, and J.D. McKissick all back. That's a lot of weapons on one offense. And then Logan Thomas tore his ACL and MCL though, so that does suck.
Yeah, so you don't have that tight end to rely on.
True. And then the 8th-seeded Eagles, they'll make the playoffs in my opinion. Jalen Hurts
With
is a really
Minshew
good
or
quarterback.
Hurts?
Jalen Hurts, yeah. Sirianni said he'll go back to Hurts.
Yeah.
Plus, the thing with Minshew, okay, I'm about to make a lot of Coug fans angry.
Oh,
The thing with Minshew, when you put in a backup quarterback, the defense doesn't have time to prepare for the backup quarterback. Minshew went 1-15 last year on the Jags. That's not a surprise.
But it's the Jags.
He got benched
He
too.
didn't have a team.
He got benched.
The Jags are a bad team, though.
Yeah, but that's not just that. But dude, just when you put in a backup quarterback, they don't have time to prepare. So it's like a backup quarterback syndrome. That's what happened with Matt Flynn. He threw 6 touchdowns back in 2011, and the Seahawks signed him for $15 million. That happens with backup quarterbacks. Don't feed into that too much. I like Minshew as a guy. He's a cool guy. He's a cool quarterback. Kind of fun to watch. But yeah, I mean, just calm down a little bit. But Jalen Hurts will lead them. Their defense is so hot and cold. If they stay lukewarm, that'll be good enough to make them and lead them to the playoffs. So yeah, those are my picks. I had the Colts, the Dolphins, the Washington football team, and the Eagles. I had his first 100-yard receiving game since Week 6 of 2019 with the Browns. So he had 9 receptions and 113 yards. The Rams were 11 for 18 on 3rd down. So I mean, I'm not a Stafford fan. When he came to the Rams, people looked at him and thought, oh, he's going to be the next great elite quarterback. Yeah. And I thought he's an average to good quarterback. I don't think he's elite. I don't think he's great. But yeah, he really I'll just admit it, he outplayed what I thought he would, and he played well in this game. Throughout in the entire playoffs, I think he's played well. He's outmatched every quarterback that he's faced. 905 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 1 interception in the 3 games. And then Jimmy Garoppolo, 16 for 30. It's the opposite on Jimmy Garoppolo. 16 for 30, 232, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and 1 awful career-changing decision at the end of the game when he was getting sacked by Aaron Donald. He threw it, and it was tipped by JaMychal Hasty, his running back, right in the hands of Traven Howard. I mean, that throw was just a bad decision. That reminds me of that Kyler. You remember that Kyler throw?
Yep. Against the Rams.
Against the Rams, yeah. I mean, what do you think? What do you think of first Matthew Stafford in this game, and then what do you think of Jimmy Garoppolo and the massive collapse that he had?